बात की चिंता। स्वामी को रहती है तेरी हर बात की चिंता। तेरे स्वामी को रहती है तेरी हर बात की चिंता। हमारे साथ श्री रघुनाथ को किस बात की चिंता।
Hare Krishna.
रहे हर श्वास में भगवान के प्रिय नाम की चिंता।
Can you hear his voice? Somebody is around. He's talking. Can you answer him?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Please respond to him.
Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
How much time do I have?
We are starting soon, Maharaj. Like in 5 minutes, we'll be starting, and you will have around 30 to 40 minutes to speak. So we will just kick off the session with the introduction, and then we will pass on to you. Is that okay, Maharaj?
Yeah.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Jai
Hare Krishna.
Ram, Jai Jai Ram. All right. Well, this is a very important topic, Lord Ram. What should be our mood is the topic, right? Let me turn off my self. I don't like my self view. I gotta turn that off. So,
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
Do you allow?
Okay, you want to introduce?
Yes. Do you allow us to introduce you to the devotees, and then we'll start the session? Is that okay with you, Maharaj? I just give you introduction to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Shagrudev, Hare Krishna dearest devotees, Matajis and Prabhus from all around the world. Please accept our humble obeisances of Grisha Prabhupada. We are very happy to welcome you all to our third and last session of the 10th online global event. And this time our theme is Lord Ramachandra. So dearest devotees, to facilitate you all, please be informed that this session is being translated in Spanish, Portuguese, and Hindi language. And you can all go to the right channel. We'll just take a few minutes to just have a quick video so that you can understand how to get onto your channels. If we can share the video, please. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, queridos devotos, reverências, todas as glórias a Srila Prabhupada. Hoje teremos interpretação simultânea para a língua portuguesa. Se você desejar ouvir em português e estiver no computador, clique no ícone do globo no canto inferior direito da sua tela. Em seguida, selecione o idioma português. Para os usuários de celular, clique no ícone mais, depois no ícone do globo e em seguida escolha o canal de português. Muito obrigada. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। आज हिंदी भाषा में अनुवाद की सुविधा उपलब्ध है। अपने कंप्यूटर पर हिंदी इंटरप्रिटेशन चैनल तक पहुंचने के लिए कृपया अपनी स्क्रीन के निचले दाएं कोने में ग्लोब आइकन पर क्लिक करें। इसके बाद हिंदी चैनल पर क्लिक करें। मोबाइल उपयोगकर्ताओं के लिए अधिक आइकन पर क्लिक करें, फिर भाषा व्याख्या के लिए ग्लोब आइकन पर और हिंदी चैनल का चयन करें। आपको धन्यवाद। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, queridos devotos, reverencias, todas las glorias de Srila Prabhupada. Hoy tendremos interpretación simultánea al español. Si quieres escuchar en español y estás en tu computadora, haz clic en el icono del globo terráqueo en la esquina inferior derecha de tu pantalla. Luego, selecciona español como idioma. Para usuarios de dispositivos móviles, haz clic en el icono más, luego en el icono del globo terráqueo, luego selecciona español como idioma. Muchas gracias. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dearest devotees, we invite you to please tune into the right channel, which has already appeared on your screen. You can please go into the respective channel. And also in the meanwhile, if you have any query, you have any question, you require any information, please do not hesitate to ask my servant from the chat box. So before starting the session, we would also like to seek the permission and blessing of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami by inviting Srinivasacharya Prabhu from Nigeria for the garland offering for his blessing and for binding us together. So Srinivasacharya Prabhu. Thank you, Shara Gurudev, and thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So dearest devotees, now we start our third session. We are very, very happy to have a very special and one of Srila Prabhupada's great warriors, His Holiness Kavichandra Swami. Kavichandra Swami met the Hare Krishna devotees in 1967 and was initiated by Srila Prabhupada in 1971. He joined the temple in Tucson, Arizona, and since that time, he has served in the United States and around the world in various capacities, such as selling of Srila Prabhupada books to libraries, universities, and individuals, including leading a book distribution team called the Radha Damodara Sankirtan Party, preaching Krishna consciousness in Fiji. He has been the general manager for the Radha Rasbihari Temple in Juhu, India, and he has also been the temple president in Tokyo, Japan. In 1982, Kavichandra Swami Maharaj took sannyas in Japan. In 1987, Maharaj became a GBC member for Japan. His GBC responsibilities expanded from Japan to places such as Thailand, Indonesia, Greece, and West Africa. He is also a committee member of the GBC Executive Committee, ISKCON Law Committee, and Revision Committee. Maharaj has a special interest in book distribution and Harinam Sankirtan, and he writes about his faith in Srila Prabhupada on the topic of Harinam. He also invests time in devotee care by writing articles, participating in conference, and vigorously encouraging others to put effort in making it a priority. He is a traveling preacher and initiating spiritual master of many disciples in his GBC region and beyond. So we would like to welcome Maharaj and invite His Grace Jananda Prabhu from Mauritius to please come forward for the garland offering, please.
Okay.
Jananda Prabhu, can you introduce yourself?
Anyway, basically it's correct. So
So Jananda Prabhu is offering you the garland from Mauritius, Jananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Right.
Maharaj.
Okay,
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Where is this from? Yeah, Hare Krishna. You hear me?
It's Jananda Prabhu, we can hear
Hare
you,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Maharaj.
Yeah, I hear you. I see you. Thank you very much.
Please
Big
accept my
garland.
humble obeisance to the sweet Guru Maharaj. So on behalf of Srila Bhakti Damodara Maharaj and all his disciples and well-wishers, I am offering you this Mahagalan of Srila Prabhupada from Bhaktivedanta Ashram, the Mauritius temple. So please accept this Mahagalan, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you very much. It won't show
Thank
up on my screen.
Thank you, Maharaj. You can start your talk. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
All right, now, what should be our mood? Of course, whatever we do, the mood is Srinada peace, Srinada. I don't have to stop for translation, right? Hare Krishna. Haribol,
No,
I
Maharaj,
can
just
just
speak.
speak
Yes, we're
slowly.
hearing. Just speak. Translation is going on simultaneously.
Simultaneous, okay. So our mood should always be Trinada Pisunichina, Torah Pisishina, Amani Namanadina, Kirtaniya Sadhari. Whatever we do. Humble state of mind. The Ramayana, there's so much to be learned. I see the next topic is lessons to be learned. You know, one devotee, Shubal Vilas, he has so many books, lessons from the Ramayana and from so many different angles. You know, trying to teach the real Ramayana and, you know, connect it with modern life. Because people think, well, you know, things are so much different now, but it's not different. There's still Ravanas. They're not so big as Ravana. And there's still saintly people, maybe not as great as Lord Ram, but there are divine and demoniac natures according to Krishna. So we can learn so much from the Ramayana. Bhagavad Gita, you know, we give a long list of divine qualities in chapter 16. And then we get a long list of demoniac qualities. And we, you know, we might have both of these. We have, in Kali Yuga, we have both. So we have to decide what to cultivate. So by these Leelas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, we get examples of people that are exhibiting these qualities in very extreme ways. Lord Ramachandra exhibiting saintly qualities, perfect king, you know. So we should be in a mood of, you know, there are many demoniac kings, many demoniac presidents, prime ministers, whatever you want to call it, all over the world. And they're, you know, very much like Ravana in their own small way. They're nowhere near as powerful as Ravana was. You know, they haven't done that much to us yet. But they're the same consciousness. They think they're the greatest. They think they're the richest. They think that no one can punish them. They're above the law. And they get all the publicity, which is just too bad. So we need to promote and think about the good kings, the good people. There are even in the world some good politicians, some good leaders. Yeah. But They don't get much publicity. Although like Ram, when they made that Ramayana TV serial in India, it was so popular, people were skipping work to watch it. People wouldn't go to school. In Indonesia, they showed it in the school so that the students would go to school on the day it was showing. Because, and the intellectuals are saying, see how stupid people are. They still want to hear this same old stories, it's fairy tales. But we should understand this is real. This is true history. But it's, and we're meant to learn from history. I remember when I was in, I don't know, 8th grade, I think it was, I don't remember very much from school because I never paid attention. But I remember the history class. The teacher said, history repeats itself. And I didn't speak up. I just was thinking, well, why don't people do different? Why do they keep doing the same thing over and over again? If they know it's repeating, but they don't. But we should try to learn how Ramachandra acted, in all circumstances, how he was so respectful to his father. After Kaikeyi had, demanded from Dasarath to banish Ram, and the next day he was supposed to be coronated as the king of the world. And he just said, and the father, because he had, one lecture of Prabhupada, it was entitled Kshatriya Dharma. And the whole lecture was about truthfulness, that the Kshatriya will keep his promise, and that was the main topic of it, was Dasarath. He had promised her so long time before that he would give 2 or 3 wishes. He offered them and she said, I don't want it now, but maybe in the future. And it was forgotten. But when she asked, he agreed. He couldn't turn it down. And when Dasarath told Rama, he just said, okay. He was exhibiting many opulences, but renunciation is a super opulence. And he exhibited renunciation, that he agreed to give up, not only not become the king, but to go live in the forest. And in those days, it wasn't like you go to the forest and there's a lot of hotels and, and you have a credit card or anything like that. It was real jungle. And there were lots of rakshasas and demons and, it was serious exile. But he accepted that. And Lakshman, his younger brother, he was arguing like anything with Ram. You don't have to, he's a stupid old man. Your father's stupid old man controlled by a woman. You don't have to listen to him. You're meant to be the king. Don't go along with this. Very heavy. And he was quoting scripture and everything. And Ramachandra just, said, no, I have to obey my father. Now that gets misused. I remember when I was in India in the old days, in the early 80s or whenever it was, late 70s, that young boys would sometimes want to join, and their father would say, you have to be like Ram, and he obeyed his father, and we don't want you to worship Krishna. So even Lakshman was talking like that too, but, and then Bharat, his mother was Kaikeyi, so she had the one that had done this, and he rejected his mother, and Shatrugana almost killed at Mantara, the hunchback woman who, and Ram was saying, please, I'm trying to give a class, Whose birthday is it? It's your birthday. But they forgot to tell you. Just a minute, they're harassing me here. I can't, I'm trying to give a class. We got hundreds of people online. All right. Hare Krishna. Excuse me. The birthday cake. So he said, you have to think that Kaikeyi loved me more than my own mother. And her activity like this is so much out of character, so much abnormal, so much not her normal condition, that it must be the will of the divine. Otherwise, it couldn't happen. So he remained. We have to learn by observing. Of course, we can observe Robin and hopefully think I don't want to be like that, because I know myself. Sometimes I would really like to be all powerful and have everybody obey me. But to obey out of fear, it doesn't have any value. Ram, he loved everybody, so everybody loved him. When he left for the exile, the entire city followed him. He had to, tell everybody, go back. They didn't want, they couldn't tolerate. Yudhishthira was the same way. When the Pandavas were sent away, everybody followed Yudhishthira. He had to send them back. So we have to study why, what kind of behavior did Ram have, that because people they weren't thinking he's a Supreme Lord. They just loved him because of the way he took care of everybody. It's just described that if somebody was criticizing Lord Ram or they were against him, he would think, what am I doing wrong? How can I behave in such a way that this person, will change? He had the power and nobody would have challenged him. He could just kill anybody, could exile anybody. And nobody would have thought, why did you do that? So we can learn so much, and our mood should be like that, in a humble state of mind. And any kind of Leela, anything we read, any festivals we do, it should be in the mood of, how can I, understand my position as a tiny speck, a little servant at the lotus feet of the Lord, and understand that these pastimes, these Leelas, they're true history. They're not mythology. Like, even that, there was a movie, animated movie some time ago, Little Krishna. Probably everybody saw it. It was very popular all over the world. In the beginning, when it gave the credit, it said this mythology, because they thought if they don't say it's mythology, people won't accept it. So even though so-called devotees were producing it, they were thinking that they could get more people by saying that Krishna's pastimes are mythology. But they're not. Ram he actually did live for so long. He actually did 36,000 years of fire yajnas. It actually was that nobody got sick, nobody grew old, nobody died unless they wanted to, in his kingdom. He actually did kill all these big, big demons, It was a long time ago. So what do we do why would we celebrate his birthday after millions of years? Such a great personality that still all over the world, people are celebrating his appearance. Or just recently in India, they finally built a temple in Ayodhya. So that is a very big event. devotees were there for 1 month. They sold 200,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And they did Harinam all over Ayodhya every day. And millions of people were coming. So it was a very wonderful event for everybody. So Lord Ram is Krishna. We're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. You can think of Ramachandra, could be Balarama, could be Radharamana, Rama. Rama means great pleasure. So the Ramnavami time, something like the Guru's appearance day or, great saintly, we should be hearing about them and we should be relishing the pastimes. It's important, to hear about Lord Ram. Bhagavatam, there's a few chapters. It doesn't actually, Sukadeva Goswami said, everybody knows the Ramayana already, everybody knows it. So we're just going to give a summary. So he doesn't give, everything, but we get the idea of how great Lord Ram is and how important it is to know about him and know that he's non-different than Krishna. Even the gopis knew about Lord Ram. Krishna, as a baby, liked to hear about Lord Ram as a child. So we should make big festivals, especially for our movement. We take it, that's another thing, but we take advantage of the Ramnavami that can attract a lot of people to come to the temple if we're having a big festival. And then we can distribute much more books and prasadam and help people much more. So, we could go on and on and on. And another thing of Ramayana is the most important and most famous personality in the Ramayana is Hanuman. Now, Hanuman is an example that anyone can be a devotee. You don't even have to be a human being. And, to study the character of Hanuman, we can't even think of imitating the power of Hanuman, but the bhakti, the love for the service attitude, that's what we want. How can I serve? I remember when I first went to Vrindavan, we stayed at that Fogal ashram. Now they don't let foreigners stay there. Vrindavan is more and more places don't let foreigners stay. Prabhupada tried to establish that, the foreigners could come there and stay peacefully. But anyway, there was a Ram temple across the street, and they had 24-hour kirtan. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Sita Ram, Sita Ram. It was very beautiful. They had different groups go for a few hours. So there were many different melodies and many, sometimes men, sometimes women. But then that sampradaya just ran out of people. So it's not there anymore. But still we find Hanuman everywhere. And we should remember service. That they made Hanuman nowadays sometimes kind of like a cartoon character or something. Of course, he wasn't a monkey like the monkeys we know. They're called Vanara. They were forest people. He was a great Sanskrit scholar, perfect gentleman, perfect brahmachari. So we have all these examples in the Ramayana. Perfect king. Even in order to do his king activity perfectly, he sent Sita away. But as a perfect husband, he, rather than just get another wife when Sita was kidnapped, he got her back. And in the process, he eliminated, and that was what the demigods had been praying for anyway, that to get rid of Ravana. So anyway, I can, when you start thinking about the Ramayana, and we suggest everyone to read it. In Mayapur this year, at one of the booths along the road, they had many books, and they had a full Ramayana with all the word for word meaning and everything. And I was just looking at it, and the guy gave me a whole set. So now I have to find time to read it. But it's a whole Ramayana with every shloka translated like the Bhagavatam format. So devotees are getting more and more interested. But we mainly want to read Srimad Bhagavatam, but reading Srimad Bhagavatam, also there's so much about Lord Ram and Sita, the perfect wife, his mother, the perfect mother, and his father, the perfect father. And next class is it will be late for me, but lessons to learn from the Ramayana. There's no limit. But how to learn them, we have to enter in with this open-hearted and just hear and just pray, not scholastically trying to learn something to defeat somebody else or whatever. But we are hearing this Leelas, hearing the Bhagavatam for purification and for association. But we can associate with Lord Ram, we can associate with Narada Muni, who's quite active there, with Hanuman, who's primary character, with Sita and Ravana, and hopefully we can learn how to cultivate our demoniac, or cultivate our divine qualities. Like one of the divine qualities I just read, the Bhagavad Gita, was aversion to fault finding. I don't like to find fault. And we know the Vedic law, and if I criticize someone because of some qualities I don't like, I get those qualities. And the person I criticize, he gets freed from it. And if I glorify someone, I get their qualities. So I even just saw, I think it was a devotee, but somebody put up a little thing online explaining that. If someone criticizes you, especially if it's not true, even if it is true, if they're just absorbed in your bad qualities, everyone has bad qualities. They get all those bad qualities, and they take them away from us. So we should feel sorry, but we should be careful, because we can see that, these people that criticize devotees, they become very unhappy. Lord Chaitanya, he transferred all the sinful karma of Jagai and Madai to people who criticize devotees. So we should try to be careful. But if we glorify devotees, we get the qualities that we glorify. So we should glorify devotees without thinking, how can I get, what will I get from this? But Krishna will give. So observe this Ram Navami. It means the appearance of Lord Ram. And of course, it was a glorious event, because Dasarath, for 60,000 years, he never had children. It's another thing. Sometimes devotees, the Indian people, they'll say, please bless me. We've been married for 5 years and we have no children. And I tell them, well, Dasarath waited 60,000 years. So be patient, because I don't have the sweet rice that will make your wife pregnant. But if it's your karma, it's going to come. If it's not your karma, but cultivate Krishna consciousness. Think about the appearance of Lord Rama, glorious it is, and that it's still being honored after all these years, millions of years. Like even Krishna, it's 5,000. It seems like, how can it be that people still remember? but this is millions of years of Lord Ram. So, we can try and hear as much as we can. You came up with so many topics to cover, but they're all, of course, they all mix. They're all overlapping. You can't separate anything from anything as far as Krishna, because everything is within Krishna and everything is without Krishna. But Lord Rama, he didn't appear as God, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although some people knew, but he appeared as a perfect human being. But even the demon advisors of Ravana, they told Ravana, you can't defeat Ram, he's Vishnu. But he didn't believe it. He's a human, look at him. And, he's a pathetic human. He's kicked out of his kingdom. He's rejected by his whole society. And he's crying about his wife. How can that be Vishnu? This was Ravana mentality. We can study a little bit Ravana so we can see, do I have these qualities, this Dambo, Darpa, Vimanina, this arrogance and pride and anger and deceit. We don't want that. So I think time is running out. Do you want to take questions or do you want to just move on?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for making the important points. We invite the devotees to, if they have any question, they can raise a virtual hand, or they can always send their question in the chat box. While waiting for the devotees, Maharaj, we are very grateful for the points that you have covered. Especially you mentioned that we have to decide what we have to cultivate in life, what is our priority, and how Ramachandra acted in all circumstances. Also, it is very important to keep on hearing about Lord Ramachandra for our own purification, and also to imbibe the service attitude of Hanuman. And most importantly, is not to find fault unnecessarily, and to keep on glorifying devotees so that we can get those qualities, right? Thank you so much for making this important point, Maharaj. And we open the platform for the devotees who have any question or
Just
who would like to put something.
one thing
Yes,
I was
Maharaj?
going to say, I mentioned in the beginning that Ramayana TV series, it was so popular. And that Ramanand Sagar, who made that, he met Prabhupada. And he was a
right.
famous movie maker. And Prabhupada told him, you should make movies about Krishna. So he did after some time. And that was like probably his most popular movie. He made another one too called Krishna, but the Ramayana one went over much bigger. Rama is more popular than Krishna amongst the Hindus. But it was Prabhupada, he had that potency, suggested people make about Krishna, and they did.
Yeah. It's a very important point. So devotees, you have the opportunity to, okay, we have one question from, Maharaj. I'm gonna read the question because it has been sent on the chat. Dear Maharaj, you said we should not hesitate in glorifying devotee. Can you elaborate on how to do it efficiently, like not overdoing it or underdoing it, and what is the science or how we should do to glorify devotee so that it is kind of sincere?
Well, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find Lord Chaitanya glorifying devotees a lot. He loved to glorify devotees like Haridas, Rupa Goswami, but any devotee. But we should not flatter. We should be truthful. And we should, but look for the good and in everybody, but not flattery, not making up stories, not glorifying oh, you're so beautiful, but glorify their service, glorify their bhakti. And that's what Lord Chaitanya did. He glorified the good qualities of their service, their devotion for Krishna. So like when Rupa Goswami first came to Puri, and Ramananda Roy was asking about his dramas, and everyone was so amazed about his poetry, and they all glorified him. At the same time, they were glorifying Lord Chaitanya, because they said, without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, no one could, understand all these things and so nicely. So there's great lessons to be learned. And Prabhupada was also very kind in mentioning when devotees did something good. I remember one time he came and greeted the deities, and everybody was cheering Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. And then he said, "Who has made this dress?" And they said, I think it was Shilavati, and Prabhupada said, "Thank you very much. It's so wonderful." So he would point out, and that's all we have to do, but truthful, not flattery, not, over, but point out the good qualities and appreciate each other. Okay? I have a long way to go because I was highly trained in fault finding all my life. It's very dangerous. So very dangerous. I remember when I was in, I think it was 6th grade in school, and the principal, every day he would make an announcement, some kind of thought for the day or something, and would come over the speaker into every room. So one day he said, "The only one I remember after so many years in this school, but the only one I remember," he said, "if you can't say something good about someone, don't say anything." And I thought even at that age, like, that's really hard. I don't think I can do that, but I'm still struggling with it. But if you can't say something good, then, find someone that you can say something good about, and don't dwell on the person that you think has only bad qualities. It's our own mistake. All right?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Maharaj. Basically, it's like developing the culture of appreciation. Maharaj, do we have time for more questions? One more or two questions?
One more, yeah, because your schedule, and you have someone else.
Yes. We have Jananda Prabhu who has raised his hand to please unmute yourself, Prabhu, and note your question. Unmute yourself, Jananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Is that Jayananda, who's the deity worship guy, or a different Jayananda?
He's
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
from Mauritius.
Yeah, Hanukkah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for your nice expose on this topic, Guru Maharaj. So you mentioned during the lecture that when Ramachandra was being criticized, so he was thinking how he can act in a way that the one who is criticizing him can change. The heart of that person can change. So in our case, when we are criticized, we try to retaliate, we try to defend ourselves. So in a practical sense, how we can shift from this mindset to Ramachandra's mindset, consciousness, Maharaj?
Well, that's a good question. We have to do it. We have to pray. We have to get some realization by hearing and, pray. And, by the process of bhakti, by serving devotees, by following the principles, these things will come about also automatically. I don't think there's any magic pill like is advertised all over the place nowadays. you can become the perfect person, just think about it. But we can't, because we are naturally, the spirit soul is completely good. So pray and practice and avoid, even if someone criticizes what's not true, we should feel sorry for the person who criticizes. If it is true, then we should be thinking, how can I change? And not think, well, what about you? I saw you, blah, blah. The natural tendency is like that. So we have to overcome that. Pray to Krishna, help me, help me, help me. Well, at least try not to defend yourself, and try not to make excuses when we do something wrong. I read one nice quote. It said, "He who excuses himself accuses himself." I hope the translators can catch that, but well, this happened, well, it was this, well, this person, this, well, this was this, I was in a bad, this, no, don't make excuses, just pray to change, repent, and then Krishna will help us, and he forgives. All right?
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
I turn off this self-view, but it keeps coming back full screen. So I'm looking in a mirror. But I have to thank my camera. It's not showing my facial defects very much. Such a good camera.
You're glowing as always, Maharaj.
No good lighting, so I look halfway decent.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, it's getting late and I have an early morning flight. So
Thank you so much,
There's
Kavichandra.
one more question, Maharaj. There's one more question here.
okay. I hope it's not a big one.
No.
This is from Mitravinda Devidasi. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Mitravinda Devidasi.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, please accept my obeisance humbly. You're tapping in, from what I can hear, to my question is regarding emotional maturity and spirituality, which is not often discussed. I appreciated your vulnerability in addressing or sharing with us what you perceive as things you need to work on, and an ability to help us learn how to override our own imperfections. But in that way, it's so compassionate that it makes me think of emotional maturity and the correlation of spirituality, and how the two can, help us become better devotees and servants. Would you please elaborate on that just briefly, because I know you have to go, but I truly appreciate your comments.
Well, emotions are, Bhakti is very emotional. That many times we have the idea to hide emotions and, smash them down, but there's no one more emotional than the gopis, our Lord Chaitanya in the mood of Radharani or something. So we want, in Rupa Goswami Nectar of Instruction, he's saying, revealing one's mind in confidence. So that doesn't mean just emptying out the garbage in front of everybody, but sharing your good emotions, your good feelings. And the more we dwell on that, love, and kindness, compassion, these are all divine qualities. Compassion for all living entities, Jiva Doya, that's in the list in the chapter 16, first 3 verses of the divine qualities. So emotional maturity means, we can equal in happiness and distress, honor and dishonor, fame and infamy, blame and praise, and all these things remain equal. And as far, only thing I can think of that is we know it's Krishna, and all these things are happening, and they come and go, and many times it has nothing to do with us, but we get attacked or we get praised even. I heard Swami said he looks in the mirror every day to convince himself that all the things people tell about him is not true. You know, all the praise. So don't get carried away, you know, don't get carried away with so-called success and praise and honor and dishonor, but also not with, don't get carried away with the, you know, the unpleasant things, the losses and the insults. Just carry on. And everybody, I mean, anybody that's teaching anything about maturity, even if they're not spiritual, that they're saying, you know, just keep going. Pray to, but for us, it's pray to Krishna. Understand, you know, this is a mature world, and we have our karma, and things come and go. Don't get excited if there's something good. Don't get attached to it because it'll be temporary. Don't get attached to the really bad things, whatever, because they're not really bad. Nothing is good or bad in this world. So read Bhagavad Gita chapter 12. I think everything is there. And read Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's a super important book to read. Because there we have that. Basically, it's all about loving exchanges in all different levels. But very easy for us to relate to. You know, there's no big monster demons or something, things like that. But the intellectual arguments are the same today. But and the temples are the same, and you know, the practices are the same. And we can join in that. And our movement is just a continuation of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Does that help you? All right. Haribol.
All right. Thank you, Maharaj. I think Mataji has got it right, and she has also the chat to everyone.
Cut off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Maharaj. Thank you so much for your precious time and for sharing.
Anytime.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, you hit the nail on the head, thoroughly, intellectually, spiritually, compassionately, and I'm so energized and nourished. Thank you.
Okay, and focus. One of the sannyasis on the Navadvip Parikramā is like a brilliant speaker. His name is, can't even remember now, but he kept saying that, and for a human and a camera, the important thing is focus. Nowadays, the camera has automatic focus, but we don't have that. We have to tune in, you know, to Krishna. We have to see things clearly according to the scripture. Then we can, you know, not rise above our emotions, but go along, offer everything to Krishna. Thank you very much. Go Ranga.
Go Ranga. Thank you, Maharaj.
I'm happy to join. Hare Krishna.
We are very happy that you have joined in Maharaj.
Oh,
and Hare Krishna. Haribol, dear devotees. Now let us move on to our next program. Please get ready because we are having our quiz. It's time for our quiz. So dearest devotees, as you know, we will be having our quiz with 3 questions, and you will have multiple answers from which one will be the correct answer. And it's very important that everyone participate, but what is more important is that the one who will be able to answer the fastest will ultimately go into the winners list. So we will soon be having our quiz, and then on your screen it will soon happen. So this is the quiz for session 3, and the first question should be on your screen now. In the context in which devotee did Sri Ramachandra utter the famous verse, "Anyone who surrenders unto me sincerely, saying, I am yours, I grant them protection. That is my vow." So this has been stated by Sri Ramachandra. And to whom it was it? To Sugriv, B, Vibhishan, D, Vidha, and D, Samudradev. The poll will appear on your screen soon, and please, you have one option as a correct answer, and don't forget that the fastest you click it, the more liable you are to win. Please, dearest devotees, the answer should be on the poll which appear on your screen and not on the chat box, because it will not be taken into consideration. You just have to use a poll to answer the correct answer, to give the correct answer. So we can see devotees working on it. The poll will end soon. And then let us see what is the correct answer. Just say the correct answer is B, Vibhishan. I hope you have all answered it right. Now let us go to the next slide to be able to understand how come this is the correct answer. Sakrita eva prapanuyashta tavashmiti chayachate abhayam sarvada tashmai dadami etad vratam mama. Lord Rama said, "Anyone who surrenders unto me sincerely, saying, from this day I am surrendered unto you, I grant them fearlessness from all being. That is my eternal vow. Therefore, O Sugriva, whether it be Vibhishan or even Ravan himself who has come, bring him here. I have granted him protection." After hearing Lord Ram, Sugriva said, "O delight of the Raghu dynasty, let Vibhishan reside here with us without delay and obtain our friendship." Thereafter, upon hearing the words spoken by King Sugriva, Lord Rama swiftly advanced and met Vibhishan, as though the king of demigod Indra was meeting with Garuda, the king of birds. So this is an excerpt from Srimad Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddhakan, 1823, 439. Okay, dearest devotees, let us move on to the next question. Question 2. Which of the following reasons did Sri Ram give for killing Vali? So answer 1 should be to punish and purify a violator of Kula Dharma and Raja Dharma. B, to protect the innocent citizen of Kishkinda. C, Kshatriyas are allowed to hunt wild animals and troublesome animals. And D, all of the above. And dearest devotees, a poll is about to appear on your screen. Please ensure you choose the right answer. And please don't forget that you have to use a poll and not the chat box to answer. So here something is happening. Good. You still have a few seconds. All right, dearest devotees, let us together see what is the correct answer. And the correct answer is for question 2. It's all of the above, because all of the above answer are justified. So let us see the praman on the next slide, please. Sri Ram said to Vali, I came to the forest to hunt down an unruly animal. When animals become wild and destructive, it is the duty of the Kshatriya to venture into the forest and hunt them down. The rules of hunting are not set by the hunted animal, but by the hunting humans. You are not a human to set rules, you are simply a disturbing animal. How I kill such a disruptive animal is not important. The fact that I eradicated him is. The moment you laid your hand on Ruma, Sugriva's wife, is the very moment you became eligible for death penalty without any discussion. By forcing yourself onto your sister-in-law, you broke the Kula Dharma, or sacred duties toward your dynasty. A leader who cannot give shelter to the submissive is a misleader. By abusing your dependent brother, you broke your Raja Dharma, or sacred duties toward your kingship. So this is an excerpt from Ramayana series, book 4 by Srila Vilas Prabhu. Thank you, dear devotee. We move on to the next question, question 3 of session 3, which is on your screen now. Which among the following are the name of Sri Ramachandra? A. Sri Rajiv Balochan. B. Sri Janaki Vallabh. Sri Raghu Pungava. And D. All of the above. And the poll is on your screen now. Please answer give the correct answer. You still have a few seconds, devotees. Try your best to participate. It is the last question of the last session. Okay, so let's see what is the right answer. And the correct answer is all of the above. Thank you. Let us see why. On the next slide, which is meaning of the name of Sri Ramachandra. Sri Rajiv Balochan, the lotus-eyed Lord. Sri Janaki Vallabha, one who is beloved, consort of Sri Janaki, Sita, the daughter of King Janak. Sri Raghu Pungav, the best or most eminent among the descendants of King Raghu. These names are recited in Sri Ram Ashtotra Ranavali, Ishtotra of 100 and name of Sri Ram. All right, dearest devotees, thank you very much. We have reached the end of our quiz session. And of course, we will stay tuned, stay connected till the end, because we will be announcing our winners. Okay, so let's keep on moving. So dearest devotees, before we move on to our next speaker, who will be His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Swami, but just before that, we have a drama which has been prepared by His Grace Krishna Dwaipayan and Her Grace Vishnu Priya from Brazil. And the topic of this drama is Vishwamitra Muni and King Dashrath, which will appear on your screen shortly. So let us all watch together this beautiful drama on your screen right now. Hare Krishna, very, very nice drama presented by Dwaipanayan Prabhu and Vishnupriya Mataji. We are so grateful for this wonderful drama and for the powerful lesson, and especially about the fact how to be submissive to the Guru instruction and also how we should be welcoming by nature. We thank you, Prabhu and Mataji. Thank you. And now, dear devotee, we shall be moving on. Now we will have the great pleasure to invite with us His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Maharaj, and Maharaj will be speaking on the topic, which is lesson we can learn from the life of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so Hare Krishna Maharaj, we would like to welcome you to our online event. So, dearest devotees, His Holiness Bhakti Narasimha Maharaj was born in 1959. He is the first South African sannyasi of our society. He joined ISKCON in 1986. He was involved in the pioneering of ISKCON Zululand under his great Ramachandra Prabhu. He later got involved with pioneering preaching in Zimbabwe. He served as a book distributor in the early 90s in Birmingham, UK. He then served in South African temples, including Durban and Cape Town in the mid-90s, and was in the East Africa, Kenya, and Uganda in the late 90s up to 2003. He became a sannyas candidate in 2005 and was initiated into the sannyas ashram in 2008. He traveled and preaches in many places, including South America, Africa, and Asia. And we are very much happy to have Maharaj with us today. And we would like to call on His Grace Jagannath Prabhu all the way from Vrindavan to proceed with the garland offering to welcome Maharaj before he starts his session. Thank you, Jagannath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Kindly accept this Mahagarland from Sri Krishna Balaram from Sri Vrindavan Dham.
Maharaj, you're unmuted.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We can hear you. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Jagannath Prabhu. And Maharaj, we would like to invite you to start today's talk, which is
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well. So we will be learning the lesson we can learn from Lord Rama's life. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First, I would like to offer my humble obeisances to His Holiness Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj and all the assemble of the devotees. I think I've been given 40 minutes, so let's see how much we can share in these few minutes. Because Lord Ram is Jagat Guru, he is the Lord of the universe, and his leelas are unlimited. We'll just go briefly and leave the venue for others to enliven us furthermore. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam explains that it gives an understanding about the Lord in the second chapter of the first canto. It says, Bhavayati esa sattvena lokan vai loka bandhanaha lilavataro anurata deva turyam naradishu. There the Sutta Goswami says that thus the Lord of the universes maintains all planets which are inhabited by the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. Lilavataro anurata. In order to do that, he assumes different incarnations in order to deliver those who are in pure goodness. And then the next chapter, which is the third chapter, he begins to describe the incarnations. There in text number 22 of the third chapter of the first canto, there he also mentions Ram. Yeah. He says Nara Devatam Apana. The translation is that in the 8th incarnation of the Lord appeared as King Rama in order to perform some activities or some work for the demigods. Says that the Lord exhibited supernatural power. How did he do that? He exhibited his powers by controlling the atheistic king Ravana. So that way, apart from the pastimes of enjoying with his devotees, enjoying leelas, the Lord also, he came to liberate Ravana. So in that way, Lord Ram is very, very important to note that he is known as Maryada Purushottama. And then why Lord Ram is called Maryada Purushottama, it is explained that the word is commonly used in Sanskrit to indicate the boundary, like we have a boundary between countries. That is called Maryada. So Maryada Purushottama in relation to Ram, it refers to Lord Ram as a personification of character, because in his pastimes, he personifies someone of the highest character. So when we look into the life of Lord Ram, we will find so many examples which we can learn from. Because when Lord Ram came, he came to teach people how to become perfect human beings. What is a perfect human being? Is someone who's following Dharma. So when people follow Dharma, then we see that there are so many things that happen in the earth. The yagyas are prominent. Due to the prominence of yagyas, all auspiciousness begin to reign on earth. So that way, Lord Ram is known as Maryada Purushottama, or the best upholder of Dharma. So we can learn from Lord Ram in order to bring about Raj Ram to the people. And that will be very, very nice. Because this is what we are trying to achieve. To become good devotees means you have to become a good person first. Now, Prabhupada used to say, to be Krishna conscious means that you have to become conscious. How do you become conscious? You become conscious also of what is right and what is wrong. So in that way, a person who is conscious, he can adhere to the principles of Dharma, because he is aware of what is right and what is not right. So in that way, Ramayana emphasizes the importance of Dharma or righteousness. And Lord Dharma throughout Ramayana is just teaching that in different pastimes. As we have seen here how Dasharat came and asked for Ram. Even though Dasharat was pained at heart, but it was his dharma to give his sons in order to protect yagyas, which are the fundamental principle behind the dharmic culture. So we see here that Lord Ram, when he appeared, he upheld these principles of Dharma even in adversities. He did not budge, he did not draw back, but he was full on in his mission to teach Dharma by practicing it himself. So one of the qualities that we can learn from Rama is the power of perseverance. So Ram's unwavering determination to rescue Sita from the demon Ravana is a lesson in perseverance or determination. So the epic Ramayana reminds us that with dedication and perseverance, we can overcome any obstacle. So in that way, Lord Ram is teaching us this quality of perseverance in this pastime. And then another quality Lord Ram is teaching is loyalty and the love for his siblings. The strong bond between Ram and Lakshman and Sita, Mother Sita, exemplify that. The strongest bond amongst the siblings. Why is that? Because according to Dharma, each and every person in the family situation amongst the siblings, they have to respect one another. They have to, when they respect one another, and then they grow together in love, which is unbreakable bond. So we see that between Lakshman and Ramachandra, that Lakshman was not sent to the forest by Kaikeyi. The curse was only for Ram, but due to that bond, due to that love between the two of them, Lakshman could not stay at home without Ram, so he decided to accompany Lord Ram, as well as Sita also, to the forest. So in that way, we can learn from Lord Ram loyalty, as well as the bond amongst the siblings. And then another lesson from Ramayana is the lesson from Hanuman. Hanuman is a very devoted disciple of Lord Ram. So what do we learn from from Hanuman? Hanuman teaches us selflessness or selfless service, unwavering faith in the Lord, or Guru, and humility. So when we look at Hanuman and his loyalty to Lord Ram, his dedication to serve, that can become an inspiration to us, also to serve our Gurus and the Lord in a similar fashion. When Hanuman was sent to look for Sanjeevanam, he didn't know what was Sanjeevanam. He just ran. When he came to that mountain, there were so many plants. He didn't know which one to pick so that they could revive Lakshman. So he decided to take the whole mountain and ran with it to the battlefield. So in that way, Hanuman also in this Leela of Lord Ramachandra can teach us this loyalty, dedication to serve the Lord. That can inspire us a lot. And then another lesson that we learn from Lord Ram in Ramayana is the consequences of hasty decision. When we make hasty decisions. So Ramayana warns us against impulsive decisions through the example of Suparnaka. Suparnaka was Ravana's sister, and she made a hasty decision which led to dire consequences. That was to take Ram away from Sita. So here what we can learn in this Leela, it reminds us that we have to think before we act. Otherwise, like Suparnaka, when we make hasty decisions, that could lead to grave and serious consequences. So we see that in the end, instead of getting Ram's mercy, she got the opposite. And then another lesson from Ramayana is the triumph of good over evil. So the victory of Ram over the demon king Ravana underscores the eternal truth that good will always triumph over evil. So in that way, in our devotional service, sometimes there are so many evil forces that surround us and besiege us in serious wars. A situation where we feel like giving up. So when we remember Lord Ram, how in his determination to liberate Mother Sita went through so much obstacles which were imposed by the evil forces of Ravana. And then also we can take courage and we can take strength from these pastimes. Because righteousness will always win over unrighteousness. Just like Prabhupada writes in the ninth canto, in the pastimes of Ram, he says there are two strengths. There's Purushakara, Devika. Purushakara means the strength that is made by man, like atomic bombs, nuclear weapons, tanks. And Devika means the strength that one gets from the Lord, the transcendental strength or divine strength. Prabhupada gives an example that Lord Ram could have easily called upon his army in Ayodhya, but he did not do so. He just collected the monkeys and the bears of the forest. And because of Lord Ram's empowerment, they were able to destroy Ravana's powerful soldiers. So in that way, Ramayana teaches us how righteousness will always win or become successful when it's faced with the evil forces. And then another lesson that we can learn from Lord Ram is how Lord Ram treated all people with respect. So that is very much in his pastimes, how he treats with respect. Kaikeyi, he had an evil idea of sending Lord Ram to the forest. But Lord Ram did not become bitter. He just accepted that as the instruction or the desire of his father as he was told. But that was not true. But still, he treated Kaikeyi with respect as a mother. So in that way, regardless of whatever obstacle is there, Lord Ram was respectful to whoever he met. So that way, in devotional service also, we can learn from Lord Ram how to offer respect to all without considering situations. And that can actually help us to overcome so many obstacles in devotional life. And then another quality of Ram is his role as a leader. We can learn a lot from Ram if we are leaders wanting to learn leadership from him. So Lord Ram is he was a just and compassionate ruler. So it is said that his reign of Ayodhya serves as an example of effective leadership. So it is said that this Ram, the rule of Ram, it can encourage us, also teach us how to rule people with equal vision and equal heart. So we see that also the example of these qualities of Rama were there also in Maharaj Yudhisthira. After Maharaj Yudhisthira answered all the questions to please the Yaksha, who was claiming to be the owner of the lake, and then the Yaksha asked him, because he had killed all his brothers before, that you have answered me so nicely. Which one brother of yours would like to have back in life? I just want to do you a favor. I can see that now you are alone. I've killed all your brothers. So Maharaj Yudhisthira, he answered that, please bring back Nakul for me. And then the Yaksha asked, why Nakul? Why not Arjuna? Why not Bhishma? These are very great warriors. He said that my father had 2 wives. I am the son of Kunti and I am alive. And both my brothers from my mother, Madri, are dead. So I want 1 son of Kunti and 1 son of Madri to live. So the Yaksha was very pleased. And he told him that you'll be a great king, because you see equality even in most difficult situations. So in that way, in a similar way, Lord Ram was such a king that he could serve everyone equally. So we see that also in Lord Ram, we can learn about the importance of patience. So Sita displayed unwavering patience during her captivity in Lanka. She was there in that Ashok garden for a year, but she did not budge. She did not divert from Dharma even for a moment. She just stayed there and waited for the mercy of the Lord. And of course, there were so many challenging personalities in that garden. It was not a picnic. There were so many demonesses that were trying to entice her, trying to torture her. She was tortured so much. But she waited and waited for her Lord until the Lord and his army of monkeys and gorilla came to serve her. So in that way, we can learn the importance of patience in this Ramlila. The example is Mother Sita. So it is said that when Mother Sita, when Hanuman came to bring the news that we have destroyed all the soldiers of Lanka and we have killed Ravana, now he said to Mother Sita, allow me to kill all these Rakshashinis who have been torturing you in this garden. Mother Sita said, Hanumanji, just because people are bad, it doesn't mean that we should also become bad. So she gave a story of a hunter who was killing animals in the nearby forest to the annoyance of the tiger. So the tiger decided, I'm going to trap this man and punish him. So one day when he came, the tiger was waiting there and ready to pounce on him. When he saw the tiger, he ran to the nearby tree and he climbed up. When he was going up, he saw there was a bear sitting on top of the branch. He could not further climb. And then the tiger, when he came and saw this, he told the bear, push that man down, I want to eat him. He has been killing so many animals there. So the bear said, no, he has come to my house. This tree is my house. He is my guest now. I have to protect him. So the tiger thought, this bear is so stupid. He said, hey, told this man, pull that bear by the leg. I will eat him instead of you. So the man immediately grabbed the bear and pulled him down. So as the bear was falling, somehow he caught hold of the tree and he did not fall into the mouth of the tiger. And he went up again. So the tiger said, you see, when I asked this man, when I asked you to push him down, you refused. You see how bad he is. Immediately when I asked him to pull you down, he pulled you down. The bear said, no, just because he's bad doesn't mean that I should become bad. Yes. So that is the example that Mother Sita gave, that one should be patient, should not deviate from Dharma because of some challenging circumstances. Another quality also is the respect of nature that we can learn from Lord Ram. It is said that Lord Ram respected nature, especially his alliances. His alliance with Hanuman and the Vanaras monkeys of the forest. It says that Lord Ram didn't see them as monkeys, but he saw them as his alliance, and he saw them as comrades. In that way, the Ramayana encourages us to care for our planet and its and the inhabitants of that planet. So Lord Ram, he was very much in line with conservation when he was in the forest, that he even made friends with the forest dwellers. So these are some of the qualities or the lessons that we can learn from Lord Ram in Ramayana. So in that way, we can create a situation of Ram Raja on earth just by following these different qualities that were displayed by Lord Ramachandra. Of course, I was given 40 minutes. Now I think I have taken about 30 minutes. We can have questions if anyone has a question regarding the pastimes of Sri Ram.
Thank you, Maharaj, for all the important points that you have highlighted. We have learned a series of lessons from the Ramayana with you, and they were so very prevailing. The life of Lord Rama himself is filled up with example. Okay, and there was always auspiciousness when he was on earth. So we also have to become good before trying to become good devotees. We have to become good human beings. And the best part about Lord Rama that he told Dharma by his own example, basically by practicing it himself. And there was a very important point that you mentioned. With determination and perseverance, we could overcome any kind of challenge. So thank you, Maharaj, for all these points. Let's see if the devotees have any questions for you. Dear devotees, you can either put your question in the chat box, or you can raise your virtual hand. Maharaj, there was a question earlier which has been asked, so I think I can ask you. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, how to maintain the same glorification quality toward the non-devotees too? As in association of devotees, it is very easy for us to glorify, but when we are with non-devotee, we find it difficult to glorify, and we don't do it wholeheartedly.
Such a long question. Let's put on this. Hare Krishna. It's a long question. It's always it's a question that most devotees always ask. How do we carry our Krishna consciousness to the waking environment? How to survive the influence that come with the materialistic environment that we are working on? That's a very, very, very important question. Prabhupada always gave an example that we should be in a situation that is challenging. Prabhupada gave an example of Radharani. Sometimes Radharani did not get the opportunity to meet Krishna because of Jatila and Kutila and many other obstacles in her household. But her mind was always with Krishna. Yes, when finally she got the escape route, she met Krishna. So in that way, we can be in any challenging situation, like the workplace, but our heart should be with Krishna, and we will feel the difference. So when our heart is always with Krishna, we won't feel the influence of the working place. There's one story that I read in some children's books in India, which teaches the same thing, how to keep your heart. So there was one monkey. He was living on a tree that was full of succulent fruits. He was just gorging himself with these succulent fruits. So nearby there was a lake where the crocodile lived. So the crocodile was thinking, I wish I can get that monkey. He's so healthy, having eaten so many succulent fruits. His flesh also must be very sweet by now. He devised a plan to catch this monkey. One day he went under the tree and said, my friend, my neighbor, how are you? The monkey said, I'm okay. I've got the good news for you. Oh, really? What are the good news, Mr. Crocodile? He said, at my house underwater, there is a party. Today is my wife's birthday. I have come to invite you. The monkey thought for a while. He said, but Mr. Crocodile, I don't know how to swim. He said, don't worry, just jump on my back. I will take you over. I will be your boat. Okay. The poor animal got on the back of this crocodile and he entered the water, started swimming. As he was reaching the middle of the lake, he started swimming very fast, very happily. Now this monkey cannot escape. So and then the monkey asked, why are you swimming so fast? He said, I'm so happy that I caught you. Actually, my wife is very fond of the hearts of the monkey. She's very fond of the heart of a monkey. She's gonna enjoy your heart today. Oh, really? And then the monkey said, oh, Mr. Crocodile, you made a mistake. I don't carry my heart with me. My heart was left on that tree where you found me. And then the crocodile said, you left your heart there? Yes, I left my heart on that tree where I stayed. Oh, so what to do? Please go back. I'll jump on the tree and get my heart, and then we can go for the party. So the crocodile turned back, swam to the shore. The monkey got off the back of the crocodile, climbed the tree, and just sat. And then the crocodile was waiting. Hey, monkey, come, bring your heart. Said, you stupid. Do you think that I want to be eaten by you and your family? No, I'm not going. So in that way, the moral of the story is that we should not give our hearts to crocodiles in a working environment or in any environment of dangerous people who are materialistic, but we should keep our heart for Krishna. Yes. If they want our hearts, we should say, come, I left my heart at the temple. Come with me. Come and get my heart from the temple. When they come, they will preach to them and make them devotees. Give them Mahaprasada. Yes, but we cannot take their association, nor should we eat their food. But we can bring them to our temples or our homes and give them prasada. Okay, thank you very much. Any other question?
Yes, Yes, Maharaj, we have two more questions. So, Lord Ramachandra could act perfectly and go through so many trouble because he himself is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can we really emulate this behavior, being tiny, helpless, and easily frustrated?
Very good question. Yes, Lord Ramachandra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he can overcome any obstacle because he has a Devika Shakti, he has divine power. But we also, in association with Lord Ramachandra, we can become divinely powerful. The last verse of Bhagavad Gita, we find that Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra that whenever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and Arjuna, the supreme archer, surely there will be what? There will be extraordinary power. And what else? Victory. Yes. There will be victory and opulences. So you see that he says, whenever there is Arjuna and Krishna, surely there will be extraordinary power. There will be victory. Why? Because when Arjuna is with Krishna, he is divinely empowered. So in a similar way, a devotee of the Lord, the more pure he becomes, the more he becomes empowered by the Lord. But if we are thinking that I'm just an ordinary devotee, I can never, ever overcome these obstacles, it means our faith is not very great. You look at Prahlad Maharaj, and you look at small boys like Dhruva Maharaj, they conquered many obstacles because they had strong faith in the Lord. So with the Lord on our side, there is nothing that can be of greater obstacle. You see that throughout the Mahabharata, how the Lord guided Arjuna. To the point, even when he was making mistakes. Arjuna made a mistake. When Abhimanyu was killed, he made a vow that tomorrow I will kill the cause of Abhimanyu's death, Jayadratha, before the sunset. If I fail to do so after the sunset, I will cremate myself. What vow is this? So that vow was very binding. So the Kauravas, they laughed very loudly. They said, very good. So we don't have to fight Arjuna, we just have to protect Jayadratha. And then when Arjuna failed to kill him, and he will kill himself. So this is a very, very good news for us. The next day, Arjuna tried and tried and tried. It was difficult even to see Jayadratha. They put so many people around him. Arjuna was trying, Krishna was driving closer and closer, but Jayadratha was nowhere to be seen. And then the sun was setting. And eventually the sun went bam, down. And the Kauravas started celebrating. Oh, Arjuna, yes, now you cremate yourself. You enter the fire. And Krishna, while they were celebrating with Sudarshan Chakra, he made the sun rise. And he said, Arjuna, there is the sun, and there is Jayadratha jumping and enjoying with them. What are you waiting for? And Arjuna fixed the arrow and shot Jayadratha while they were trying to celebrate. So in that way, when we are with Krishna, there is no obstacle. We've seen that in many, many, many pastimes of the Lord, that his pure devotees become empowered, almost like him, in any situation. So thank you very much.
Maharaj, we have one more question, and
Yes.
maybe this is the last one. So the question is, Ravan being such a ruthless demon, how
Yes.
did he get such a pious, good wife?
Which was Mandondari. So
Which
Mandondari,
one?
yes, was a good wife. But how did the demon Ravana get married to Mandodari? There's a story how Ravana wanted to marry Mandodari, but the father was not willing. And then the father said, I always hope to marry my daughter to a very great personality. And Ravana said, I'm that great personality. I'm the greatest king of Lanka. So he forcefully convinced the father to hand over Mandodari. That's how he got to marry a good wife. Because of his power as a king. So the father became intimidated. Okay, any other question?
So far, I'm not seeing anything in the chat box. No, anyone has raised a virtual hand. So I think, yeah. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for having spent some time to be with us and to share those very series of lessons from Lord Rama's life, which is very meaningful and in a sense like we need to apply it in our life to become successful and just to follow his footsteps. We are always grateful to have you, Maharaj, and thank you so much. Until we meet again for our next program. Hare Krishna.
Very well.
Very well.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, we wish you for safari this year.
Safari this year. Yes.
Conspicuously absent.
I'm going to Europe. I was busy with my Schengen visa. I miss my appointments. Next week I will be in, I'm going to Zurich. I'm going to Germany and Italy.
All right.
Yeah.
Wish you good success in your journey.
Yes. Next year I will be joining you again.
Hari, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let us move on. And now we have a short film which has been made by Her Grace Gopikanta Devidasi from Hanuman Ashram in Brazil, which will be on our screen right now. Let's enjoy it together. Hare Krishna.
Após terem regressado do exílio e da batalha contra Ravana, Sitaram, Lakshmana e Hanuman retornaram a Ayodhya vitoriosos. A cidade estava toda iluminada e Sita passeava feliz presenteando a todos. A cada passo seu, flores caíam do céu, lançadas pelos semideuses satisfeitos. Logo ali estava Hanuman, meditando na forma de Sitarama. Sita aproxima-se. Ela sentiu uma profunda gratidão por Hanuman e queria presenteá-lo. Hanumanji, por favor, aceite esse valioso colar de pérolas em troca de sua inestimável amizade e serviço amoroso prestado a nós. Ó respeitável senhora, aceitarei seu presente. Hanuman começou a analisar o colar, rompeu seu cordão e começou a morder suas contas. Essas contas são tão duras, mas não tem nada aqui, nem ali. E assim permaneceu procurando algo dentro de cada conta. Lakshmana, que passava por ali, ficou assombrado com a atitude de Hanuman. Hanuman, o que você está fazendo? Acaso você não sabe que esse colar é precioso e seu valor insuperável? Eu estou quebrando cada conta e não acho esse tarama ali. Então que valor tem? Ah, Hanumanji, só você mesmo. E você, que valor tem?
सीताराम 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 दशरथ नंदन जय श्री राम सीताराम 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 दशरथ नंदन जय श्री राम.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gopikanta Mataji, for this wonderful little film. And it's true that where there's no Ram, Sita, or what is the value of any material thing, right? And where there's not the Lord is present in anything, it is just worthless. Thank you for reminding us of this. Thank you so much. So now, dear devotees, we move on. And we again have another drama. This time it will be done by the devotees in Nairobi, Kenya. And the drama title is Hanuman Finds Sita, which should be on your screen in a few seconds. Thank you.
Once upon a time, when Lord Ram enacted his wonderful pastimes on the planet, the Lord's eternal consort, Sita Devi, was kidnapped by Ravana. The search for Mother Sita had gone on for a long time to no avail. Lord Ram finally reached out to Sugriva, the leader of the monkeys, to organize a search party for Sita in all 4 directions. Sugriva sought out Hanuman, requesting his help to fulfill Lord Ram's order. He said to him, "O son of the winged god, there is no being equal to you in strength or vigor. On you rests our hope of finding Mother Sita. Please organize your team and go south. I am positive that you will soon find the princess." Seeing Sugriva's faith in Hanuman, Lord Ram was overjoyed and came to him. "O jewel among monkeys, O greatest of devotees, I am pleased by your willingness to take up this task. Upon finding Sita, please give her this ring. It will give us some hope that we'll soon meet." Hanuman and the monkey men left for the south, filled with great energy, courage, and vigor. They searched the valleys, mountains, forests, caves. They searched everywhere. But with no signs of Mother Sita. They soon arrived at the shores of the great Indian Ocean. The search had been paused, the ocean being too large to cross. Between themselves, they sought one who could jump over the ocean. Jambavan turned to Hanuman, narrating his childhood pastimes. Hanuman's great strength had been covered by a rishi's curse. However, Jambavan's speech lifted the curse, and Hanuman got up to do the unimaginable.
Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhari Baranau Raghubar Bimal Jasu.
Upon reaching Lanka, Ravana's abode, Hanuman's search for Sita Devi began.
हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपी सति लोक उजागर जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपी सति लोक उजागर राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपी सति।
He got into the city, assumed a small form.
गुण सागर जय कपी सति लोक उजागर रंजन वरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराज।
He entered house after house in search of the princess, but all he saw was Ravana's associates, engaged in all demoniac activities. He saw many women, the wives and maidens of the demons, as beautiful as denizens, but none of their beauty matched Sita Devi's. The search went on with no fulfillment. Hanuman soon came to the beautiful Ashoka garden within Ravana's main quarters. Finally, he lay his eyes on the divine princess, surrounded by Rakshasas in all directions. As soon as the demons got distracted, Hanuman seized the opportunity. He came close and bowed before Sita. I assume you're Sita Devi, the consort of Lord Ram. I have been sent by Lord Ram to seek you. Hanuman's words were pleasing, but there was still some doubt in Mother Sita. When Hanuman presented Lord Ram's ring, all the doubt went away. In return, Mother Sita handed Hanuman a celestial jewel for Ram to receive. Paying his obeisances, Hanuman began his journey back. But before I leave, Hanuman thought, let me test their strength and do some damage to this demon army. He fought thousands of Rakshasas, set fire to Lanka, and fled back home. His mission accomplished. With great enthusiasm, he came back to Lord Ram and Lakshman. Explained the events.
Sitaram, 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 Sitaram.
And presented Sita's gift to Lord Ram.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Ram.
This brought great joy to the Lord as he awaited to meet his beloved consort again.
Sitaram, Jai Ram, Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Ram, Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Ram. Sita Mohana Jai Raghuram.
Hi Krishna. We really like to thank the devotees from ISKCON Nairobi for this beautiful drama, which was indeed heart-touching. We could feel the emotion, and we could also feel how by having the Lord mercy, nothing can be impossible by His causeless mercy, right? And when we have a desire to serve, nothing can stop us. So thank you, devotees, for this wonderful presentation. So dearest devotees, we are moving on to our, let's say, last activity of this evening. So now we have a bhajan and dance presentation as coordinated by Madhurya Leela Mataji and other devotees from Vrindavan, which will be on your screen right now. Let us all watch it together. Hare Krishna. Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dashratha Nandan Ram. Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dashratha Nandan Ram. Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dashratha Nandan Ram. Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram, Ram,
श्री रामचंद्र भगवान के
Hare Krishna. We would like to thank all the devotees, Mother Dhira Mataji, and all the wonderful devotees who have joined her in making this beautiful song and dance offering, and especially to make us end this evening in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So, dearest devotees, just before we leave, let us see who are the winners of today for our quiz session, which should be on your screen shortly. And here we are, the quiz result for session 3. So, for question 1, on the third position is Urmila Devi Dasi. Second position is Madhurya Leela Devi Dasi. And on the first position is Prashanta Gaur Prabhu. Hari Bol. Now for question 2, third position Vishwambar Prabhu. Second position Prashanta Gaur Prabhu. And on the first position is Radha Kund Devi Dasi. Hari Bol. And for the third question, on the third position, Shraddha Bhakti Devi Dasi. On the second position, Nagaranjan Manoharan Prabhu. And then on the first position is Radha Kund Devi Dasi. Hari Bol to all the devotees who have participated. And even if your name are not here, know that in spiritual life, there's no failure at all, dear devotees. So before we leave you, we have the big announcement because we will be having our next global online festival, and this time we will be celebrating the Vyas Puja of Shri Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, which will be on your screen now. So dear devotees, we shall have a celebration of Shri Gurudev online Vyasa Puja 2024, which will be on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Kindly save the date, share it to our dear devotee community. And we shall be grateful if you can already start to contact your Yatra leaders so that you can start making your offering. Please share the news, share the message so that everyone is informed well in advance. And as every good thing has to come to an end, dear devotees, we are reaching the end of our 10th online program, and we are very grateful to all of you who have come and attended the program, not only attend, but also participate, because for it to happen, for it to be able to keep on happening, and we are celebrating our 10th one, it's not only one person, but it's all the devotee community who have helped from each corner of the world to make it beautiful, to make it successful. And we are hoping that it will continue this way. You are all welcome if you would like to do any kind of service behind the curtain, behind the screen, maybe. You're all welcome to join in the big family. So I would also like to mention especially Her Grace Yogini Mataji and Her Grace Shravana Mataji, who are always putting so much effort to make this program happening. So we are grateful, dear Matajis, for your perseverance, for your selfless service for the online global program. And also not to forget that as other devotees, we have Paramgati Prabhu, we have the technical team, all the devotees who are helping out. Thank you, dearest devotees, for organizing it and for making it reachable for all of us. We are so grateful. And dearest devotees, so we are coming toward the end. We are coming to the end. Thank you so much for having been connected. Stay tuned, stay connected, because our next session is not far, in 2 months' time. So we have to start get ready. We have to start to prepare. You are all welcome to share something in. And if Gurudev would like to share a few words before we wind up the session, share Gurudev.
We are not ending this. There's nothing like ending in Christian consciousness. We are only taking break to prepare for the next program, 11th part of the program. So there's no end. It's a break we are taking to prepare for the next. So we heartily and warmly appreciate every one of you who have participated, who have contributed in so many ways, tirelessly working throughout. It is not easy. It is not easy to make something like this happen. It is not easy. We know that. And we want you to know that your attempts, your effort, your services has met with the pleasure of Lord Ramachandra and all his associates, and their blessings are upon you all. And with these blessings, we pray that you prepare for the next program, and it will be better than this, for the blessings I've received from Ramachandra and all the wonderful devotees who came here to share their realizations, but Ramachandra and his entourage. Wish you all the best, and Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sharidev, for always empowering us, for always keeping us united so that we remain spiritually connected. So, dearest devotee, we meet you after the break for our 11th online global program. Until we meet again, keep well and have a blissful time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
प्यारे राधे प्यारे श्याम